And the reason why I'm doing that is because the board asked us to come here for endorsement. And I want to speak to that separately. What I am going to say to the community who came here is that I came to speak to you because I want you to understand that the reason why we all work so hard with districts is so that we could make sure that our community was properly represented by the people who are actually in the district. Not by parties, not by party politics, but by the regular people there. So then I ask you, when people go to your homes and they knock on your door and they ask you to support somebody, ask them, where do they live? And why are they doing that? And then the next question you want to ask them, what have they actually done? Because that is important. We have had huge issues that would have changed the fabric of the East Side. One of which just went through, which is the gang injunction. What were their issues? Why didn't they get involved? That's a good question to ask on the East Side. It would have changed the fabric of this community. The EBID and the NBID, if you're so involved in this community, why haven't you gotten involved? That's a good question to ask too, for our business community and for our residents. So those are the kinds of questions that I hope that you will ask when a candidate comes, or when someone comes and knocks on a door and happens to be from outside the district or from the Riviera or somewhere else, to talk about a candidate that should be better for the East Side. Now for the board, I want to make sure that I make this very clear, because the volunteers who are in this room for cause need to understand that the board itself makes their final recommendation, and they're the ones who decide. The committee, when it was Pueblo, used to be able to hold that, okay? But the board now has only the Democratic Central Committee members. And you're told as a Democratic Central Committee member that you should endorse the candidate of choice. If that's the truth, then cause has already made their endorsement, because they've already endorsed, and the parties who are sitting at that table making their decision for cause, they already endorsed their candidate. In fact, some of those people, in fact, the majority of the people on that board have already funded a specific candidate. So it is unfortunate that we have this space here and we don't have all the candidates here. It is unfortunate that we're sitting here and we're speaking to a cause board, and we've created a structure that used to be Pueblo, that used to organize and move our community and give our community the ability to interview candidates, give our community the ability to select, and the board didn't have a choice but to back that. And it's unfortunate that we have this kind of system now. And it's unfortunate that we have let Pueblo turn into cause that now has a board that all of their board members are directly supporting the DCC. If it's a nonpartisan organization and it's supposed to mobilize our community, then it shouldn't be that way and we shouldn't allow it. I'm not here for the endorsement because I know I'm not going to get it. Okay? Yeah. I'm here to speak to my community because I'm running for this community. I'm not running because I want to build a name. I'm not running because I'm going to go into office and do great things and promise you the world. I'm running because I have your stories with me. I'm running because I'm here to make a difference like I have. And together, we're going to make the kind of difference that makes this community, make everybody proud saying that they're East Side residents.
Thank you.
When has it happened that in our East Side, people say, I'm from the East Side, and not feel shame? This is the time, and it's time now for us to take back our community. Thank you.
Mr. Dominguez?
Can people please not express your support for any candidate for the sake of others?
It's not the candidate, it's what she said.
Mr. Dominguez?
I endorse everyone in the room because everyone here is showing civic pride and a belief in democracy. What I think I bring is 25 years of experience and leadership to this position. I've worked in the criminal justice system, the education system. I've helped reduce crime, not by arresting people, but by preventing crime, 20 to 45% in the various cataloged categories. In the second half of my career, I've been a strong nonprofit leader, and I threw out a few shout outs to some nonprofits. I also noticed there's people from the Fund for Santa Barbara here, so I want to throw a shout out to them. Legal Aid received a few grants from them, and they're doing great work in the county. I worked as a Santa Barbara County attorney and helped to fight loss and risk and provided counsel to the Board of Supervisors and department heads. So I think part of that job will have me very well prepared to be a city council member. As I mentioned before I went to law school, I was a high school teacher, and again, I think education programs and anything the city can do to support education is going to be really leverage the amount of money being spent by government, nonprofits, and private agencies to help our society. My wish is for every household to be healthy and happy. Santa Barbara is a great place to live, but I want to work together with everyone here to make it even better. And I think I have the qualifications and leadership. Part of that is just seeing nuances. So for example, with the environment and the economy, it's not one versus the other. We can actually do well with both. We can have a robust economy and have a safe and beautiful environment. We can actually make the environment beautiful and use that as an economic development tool. One idea I have for engaging youth is create business internships where youth at high school or the city college can work with landscape architects and contractors and put in gray water systems where you take the water from your laundry machines and water your I was going to say lawns, but we don't have lawns anymore. Water your potted plants or your organic gardens. We can take youth, we can put up solar panels, and we can have them learn these skills as they're making the environment better. So it's not the environment versus the economy. If we think hard and work hard, we can actually make both better. So it's ideas I have like that I'd like to work with you to promote the city of Santa Barbara, to promote the East Side, advocate for the East Side, and make it the best place to live. Thank you very much for your vote. If you'd like to support me, volunteer, or have lawn signs, please come see me after the event. Thanks again.
Mr. Herrera?
Muchas gracias to the cause organizers and Action Fund, and to the people present. Muchas gracias to those that are present. As a young man born and raised in this community, and went to Santa Barbara City College Business Administration, went to UCSB Political Science and Chicano Studies. 10 years or about 25 years in the nonprofit, social sector, and social service. That's been sort of my profession in social service, community work. 10 years since 2005 to the present, I'm an income tax preparer. I have about 100 families that I take care of on a yearly basis. I think it's critical to express and translate the education that I've received into public service, to be a public steward. It's critical. It's important that we invest in the budget, in the allotments in adult, youth, and educational services. I've been saying that. In our public infrastructure and in the financial operating budget, that we look at it for economic development on the East Side. If we're a tourist-based economy, some of the revenues that we have generated should translate into the working class community. So that's critical in creating policy for the future to be self-funded and not to regulate or not to impose an assessment on property owners. It's critical that we look at the coffers to implement positive programming. I think with the investment, we could self-fund it, and District 1 could be very healthy. I appreciate the opportunity to talk. Gracias.
Ms. Martinez?
Well, I too applaud everybody for just coming out and being here and being present tonight. This is what it's all about, local politics in action and being involved and listening. I really appreciate and feel honored to have had the time to be here with you and to have you listen to me and my thoughts and my ideas. I am a person who is not a career politician. This is something that I never actually dreamed that I would ever do. But given my background in economic development and my nonprofit work, and the fact that I am a property owner here on the East Side and very invested in raising my family here and making a life here, I felt that this was something that could be very beneficial. My background and my expertise could be very beneficial to the East Side, to giving that underrepresented area a voice. All of my work has been focused on working with underrepresented communities, low-income families, women, minority-owned businesses. These are all the people that I have always worked with for my entire career. And so working with constituents on the city level is no different. And so I'm here And I'm grateful to be part of this process, and I want to just encourage more young people and Spanish speakers and traditionally marginalized people to be involved in politics, to make their voice heard. I'm very proud and to be endorsed by a lot of our local elected Latino officials, Supervisor Salud Carvajal, current council members Kathy Murillo and Greg Hart, Santa Barbara Unified School Board District members Pedro Paz and Monique Limon. These are just a few of the leaders that I will work together with on the City Council to make things happen for the East Side and to represent our community. I'm dedicated to making this neighborhood a better place for all of us, and I really appreciate your time and you being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes our forum for candidates. I want to thank everybody in the public who is here and to participate and listen from the candidates. I personally want to thank you. It's the first time I'm meeting you. I'm sorry, I apologize.